All right, hi, this is Atticus, and welcome to part 4 of our playthrough of Railway Empire 2, Scenario 11, Across the Alps. Now, in the last one, we grew Geneva, we set up a big cheese industry or dairy industry in Switzerland, we did an express line from Ulm to St. Moritz, we built a temporary piece of track up through here, from Trent on up to Zurich, so that we could run Venice to Geneva non-stop, and we got 60 passengers over there to get a task done, and that opened up our next set of tasks. So what we have to do now, and this was a frustration, we have 17 out of 18. We want 18 cities attached to our network. We have to move 60 passengers from Vienna to Marseille without changing trains, and we have to grow this whole map a lot. And then we got some kind of oddball optional things. Connection from Venice to Graz that is shorter than 193 miles. An express status on a rail line between Zermatt and St. Moritz. And a connection from Zermatt to Turin that is shorter than 155 miles. Yeah, so what do we want to work on? Well, I think the obvious one to do first. We've got a couple of dollars. Let's get this connection. It's going to cost us $1 million to get into that territory, but that's the last region we have to open up. And we'll go, I think it's the last one, I'm pretty sure. So we'll go to Salzburg. We'll run a line to Munich.
You have just connected the last mapped out city from the business plan of our backers. And that even below the estimated time.
Now, Vienna to Graz. Vienna to Marseille. Vienna's up here. You can see it kind of. Is this it right here? Yeah, up here in this far corner, the far right corner of the map, and then Marseille, of course, is down here in the far left corner. And the straight line between them is closer to a southern route than a northern route. See, we could easily hook up these cities through here and let the train run like this down to Marseille, and that would work. But a straight line would really work. Now, if we could tie that into a line up to Graz and knock that off pretty quickly. I think the Venice to Graz connection. The problem is, the Venice to Graz is really a convoluted thing. It really is. Let's work on it next. We're making about $500,000 a week net, so I think we're going to be cash only. Even though we've got some big bonds, it'd be nice to close one and get big cash, but we would have to close probably the $3.5 million. Let's see, how big are we? We're only 25 million, so 2.5 million is all we could carry if we wanted to open another bond. So we'd have to keep this one and close that one, which would cost us almost 4 million. So I think we can do a lot of damage before we ever have to worry about that 4 million. So let's just go. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can't get this line. We're going to take our Venice station and move it, try to put a second one in here, out here, and a third one in here, out, out here. Delete that one. Put in another one. It works better. Let's see, it works better. Sorry, can't drive. If you kind of say, okay, I only want the one train, yeah, like this, you can kind of crowd them and go out there pretty far. So now we've moved it out to there. And then we're going to move it again. And demolish it again. And move it again. Trying to get out here to the far end of Venice with our station. And demolish again. And we are losing a little bit of money every time we do this, but it's only money. Let's go right there. All right. So that's going to be our Venice station. So you can see we've just shortened that trip a long ways. Okay. Then we're going to go to Grates. And let's go down as far as we can go. And the first thing we'll do is just see how far is it. Like this, as the crow flies to that station, is how far. It's only 157. How far do we have to go? 193. So we might be able to make this work. I mean, of course, we're not going to have massive tunnels like this. Come on up. Okay. All right. What we've got to do here, I think we're going to go back now, cut off that piece, and take it from here. And see if we can get a break in the tunnel. If we get the tunnels can only be so long, but if we, there we go. See that little break right there? That allows us to keep going with the tunnel, or with the track, because we don't have such an exorbitantly long tunnel. Again, if we could just bring it up to get a little break, that's all you need, then you can keep going. Okay, then you can keep going, and then you can go in here. Okay, for 3.2 million, it's 167 miles. So well within tolerance. So we've got room to move around if we want to. But I think if we could just get some of this going out on the surface, get it up to the surface, instead of being cut so deeply into it, like maybe make some of this climb up a little bit. Like this. Climb up as much as you can. Climb on up here to this. There you go. Get more of it on the surface. And less tunnels, more track. If we have to have a bridge or two, so be it. But get rid of the tunnels. No, it's got to stay down. Okay. It's actually a decent line. It's kind of an extreme climb right here, straighter than you would like. Okay, that's under $1 million. It's slow right here for some reason. It doesn't need to be, I don't think. And maybe it does. 170, that's well within tolerance. I mean, it's almost good enough to keep. We could certainly run it and keep it for the that Vienna task and then blow it up. Or keep it and just keep it. But it is from a kind of a odd one. Let's see. Does it tell us? It says right now Venice to Greats is 0. Oh, now come on. Oh, we haven't built it. This is 170 miles. I think, and this is inside Venice proper. This is inside Greats. This should work. Okay, so all we need is $1 million. So let's just make $1 million. It'll take us a couple of weeks.
Ah,
there we go.
I just saw that a small mistake must have crept in.
All right, now
the line to Gretz was actually canceled due to lack of feasibility. So you don't have to. What?
Is
already completed? Oh,
all right.
That
station. Run this track. Well, delete that track right there, and then double track from Venice to Trieste. Then we can plug this into the line, and then we just need a little bit of a spur right there. Now you can get the Greats. Now let's run Greats up to Vienna. Something like that. I'm going to turn Vienna this way because we're going to want to pick it up with Linz and Salzburg eventually. And let's plug into track 1. No tunnels except the bridges. Actually, that's an okay line, and we can build that. Okay, now we can set up our line. It's going to go from Vienna to Marseille, way down here. And it's going to be an express line. And out of Vienna, we're going to give it a minimum of 3, no mail. We don't care what you do in Marseille, because you're probably not coming back. And okay. And we're going to watch this load, and as soon as it has 60 or more people, there's 71, it can go. All right, so as soon as that's done, then we can clean this track up and blow up the expensive track and maybe put a nicer track to keep that connection. In the meantime, we'll work on some other things. For example, we can double track. I think we're going to double track everything just because we're going to get into the city growth mode here even more than we have been. A lot more than we have been, I should say. Okay. We got here, there, there. And there. And I think Munich has repairs. So we'll go out here to Salzburg and we'll give it a restaurant and a post office. And we'll set up a line from Salzburg to Munich. And then we'll go up to Linz. And into Salzburg. And that'll do. Okay, we'll double track that. And they're letting us know that we got that one done. We're working on this one and this one. And we'll get back to these two in just a minute. Okay, we've got our double track. And this one will be maintenance and a restaurant. And we'll go ahead and get a line going here. Then we'll go on out here to Vienna and carefully set up, oh shoot. Where's our train? Oh, he's almost down to Venice. Good. Oh, but I can't mess up the line. I cannot mess up the line. We may just stop right there for now. I don't want to do anything that's going to cause him to reset or get his line messed up in any way. So we will just live with what we've got. Okay. Now, how are we overall as far as 3% weighting? That's really good. Okay. City growth. Now, how do we have this set up? I can't remember. Didn't we set up these lines like Zurich? What in the world is that? Zurich to Zermatt. What is that? Why do we even have that? I think that's supposed to be Zurich to Geneva, into here. Okay, we've got Dijon coming in. We've got Nancy. That's meat. Dijon is cloth. Yeah, we're missing. We can keep that line to run up to Zermatt, I guess. It doesn't hurt anything, but we'll go Zurich to Geneva. We can even do this one like a pass-through over here to Dijon to here, and that'll also serve to get cloth over to Zurich and beer over to Dijon. And we want it to be a freight line. Santa Fe. And then, do we have a line? I can't recall. I think we did one from Dijon to Nancy. A freight line. Nancy, Dijon freight. Yes, we did. And I think, did we put Ulm in this sort of, kind of, and give them Dijon, Dijon and Nancy and Geneva, and we probably, I really think we could do a 3-city cluster right here would be a very nice thing to do. So let's do that. Let's go right here, Strasbourg, and put in, I want to get that one weirdo task done. Turin to Zermatt. It's another track building exercise. Not my favorite thing to do, but I want to get it done because it's something. And actually, I wish I'd done this one before this one, because we ended up using this one for part of our run for that Venice to Marseille. This one would be pure throwaway. There's no reason to keep it at all. So let's see how we're going to do this. I guess we would like to shorten things as much as we can, and that's about it. It's about on the end of the map. So from Turin we can go up a fair amount. We can go up, and up, and up. Okay. And now we want to run a track up here. And you can see it's like 72 miles if you just go dead straight. Of course, it's impossible to do that. Now we have to go in how many miles? 155. Okay, that's not horrible. So what we're going to do, I think, is just try to see where it will let us put stuff. Let me try coming from this side. I want plan 2. There's kind of a valley. Where is it? No, not really. It's kind of sort of through there is kind of sort of a little valley that you can kind of go through to come down, right? But very ugly. Okay. love to get on the surface right up here. That would be nice if we could manage to get to the surface. And yes, I know there's a lot of squiggly, curvy stuff I can be doing, but I'm trying to find a way to do this without working too hard at it, because I just don't like track building that much. Okay, there's... No, it's not getting any better. Okay, well, that got us to here. What I may have to do is build pieces of it and then run off the build. So this gets us to another tunnel, basically. This is gross. What does this buy us? Anything? Over here looks... Oh, yeah, let's just keep building it to a break in the action. God, we're going right up as high as we can go, aren't we? Okay, breaking the action. Well, then it makes it hard is I don't know what elevation I'm on, right? Like I don't know what elevation that is compared to this. And if I could find out what, you know, what's a flat elevation, and I guess if I look at the, you can kind of look at the slope and see, you know, if we could get this to come out and just show us something. Just come on, just peek your head out for just a second. That's all we ask. It just looks like the wrong place to be, doesn't it? It just looks like you should be over here. There's a little break. That's all I ask. Now it puts us out on the edge of nowhere, but maybe we can. There. Now this bridge is getting ridiculous, obviously.
Our network has spread to all corners of the mountains. A great success.
That was Vienna to Marseille, so let's get rid of that. Oh, that'll give us a bunch of money too. Good. We'll go down here, find Venice to Marseille. See, it lost money. Or Vienna to Marseille, excuse me. Delete that. Then we can go up here and delete that track. There we go. Now we've got enough money to just throw money at this massive problem until it's done. So, oh, we got this to go too. From track 1. Let's get that giant bridge in it. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter now. Okay. This can be track 1 now. What do you got to do? Ooh.
Our newest tunnel through the Simplon region is completed. This is not only good for our trains. One lucrative offer is from the Compagnie Internationale de Wagons-Lits. After the Orient Express unfortunately had to be discontinued during the Great War, it is now to run via our new tunnel.
Now they think they're going to run on our tunnel, but no, they're not, because that tunnel doesn't exist. All right, so we got that done. We got the 2 weird track ones done. And now Zermatt to St. Moritz with an express line. So we're going to have a line that kind of hugs the mountain so that we can get passengers going like this. Now we've got our track here. We could just use it down to here, I think. And come off and just hug the mountain like this into Zermatt. And again, I just, it doesn't matter. I just build it. It's just money. Okay. Put the signals on this end, and then down here we'll have to do a little bit of a entrance exit kind of deal to get some signals in there. And then we'll have a line that goes from here to here, express, with the Dutchman. Nope, mail, max of 1. Same thing, max of 1. And if we get any if we see, or another nice game, if we see, I don't want that. Okay, there we go. We got some okay, that'll work. So once this goes there and back, we'll have that task done. This one. So now we're just strictly growing. We're really basically done. Now we just have to grow the city. So we're missing supplies on that line. Okay. So, okay, we started to build a 3-city cluster here. We got 2 research points. Auction. Refineries we don't care about. Amount of packages, why not? Might as well make some more money. All right. Growing. Diminishing. So let's get back to Strasbourg and give it maintenance and a warehouse. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably, given where it is, probably veggies because they're just down to the south there. And it'll either be milk or fruit. It'll be fruit. Okay. And this is what we're going to do multiple times, I think. Is just set these up. We're going to set up little 3-city clusters. Now, I know Nancy's already playing in other things, but she's also going to play in this. Okay, and Strasbourg is needs the wool as well, so we'll set up a couple of lines here. One will bring wood into the system, and the other one will bring wool. Probably won't run more than one train on either line, so we can just go with, just use whatever you like. Okay. And we're going to have one that goes here to here, only carrying wood, full, with the Santa Fe. And while we're here, one going here to here, only carrying wool, running full. Okay. We want to get the fruit going over there. I'm just picking it next because it's so close. Is this a double track right here? Oh, this is a messed up track. I don't know if you'll recall, I think I said something about I saw a graphical glitch. It wasn't, it was a truly messed up track here. So this is going to go, I want this to be parallel track. Parallel track is useful, you can merge on it and stuff like that. That weird thing, whatever that was, is not useful. Okay, so let's go. And we'll set up one to run here, and if you want to, you can bring some stuff back. You got to come out of there empty though, and you got to come out of here full. Freight line, and he won't do anything because they're not ready for it, but we'll be ready when the time comes. Now we've got wood, we've got fruit. Here's the veggies down here I was talking about. We also need to run veggies down here to our kind of hybrid solution one. So let's just go take a look at the, yeah, we'll go right up through there. Okay. So we'll go right like that. And we'll have a line that comes out like this. And it can come in like this, or what? No, it'll come here. Join in there. Track 1, running full. Great. Okay. Then we want one going up this way. Let's give this line supplies. And he'll go in here. Out of track 2, running full. Santa Fe, go. We need grain on this line. And that's beer there, so we'll do 2 lines. One will go this way to feed the cluster. And one will go this way. To feed Ulm. Okay. So track 2, run full. And track 1, run full. Go. We need sugar, it's right down here. There ain't any over here, is there? Crap. Try this again. On the outside. Here, do here, track 1, run full, Santa Fe freight, go. All right, we got sugar, we got grain, we got logs And we've got veggies and fruit. We need corn. There's corn here. There's corn up here. I think we'll have corn here, and it'll feed this one and maybe one out this way. That's what I'm seeing. What's the land look like? Okay. Let's just put it right here. And you could come back if you want to. Let's see, you'll be run full, leave empty, go. All right, so now we've set up a 3-city cluster almost. Now we got one last thing. We got Nancy to Strasbourg to not to there, to Ulm, to Strasbourg warehouse, a freight line with 4 trains on it, and then the other one last thing to finish this off before we move on is to make this. It's going to get some traffic, and it's also a repair station, so it's going to get we're going to set it up with 4 terminals, 4 platforms, and same thing this way. Okay, there. Now there's a beautiful little 3-city cluster, Ulm, Strasbourg, and Nancy. And that should work very nicely and grow those 3 cities. And what I'm going to do probably offline now, you get the idea, right? We do a pass-through warehouse, we get a meat, a cloth, and a beer. And ideally 2. We run the cloth in, we've already got the grain going in directly to the warehouse and directly to the beer producer, and we'll go ahead and get the not that it matters, but we'll get this as well, just to get credit for it and just to make sure it gets a steady flow. We'll run the cattle into the meat producer, which can't hurt us. All right, and I could shorten that, but I'm in double track mode, so here we go. And something's wrong. It didn't like the angle. It really works best to come off the outside. It really does. In Railway Empire 2. Railway Empire wasn't quite like that. Oh, and there is one other thing we want to do as part of this process, and I'll show it to you here. Go to Nancy, run full. Okay, so you pick your 3-city cluster, your 3 cities that have the 3 goods, beer, meat, cloth. You set up a 3-city cluster with whichever one's in the middle becomes your warehouse city. You have city to warehouse lines running. That gives you all your city to city goods. And then you run logs and corn and grain and sugar in for sure. And then you pick 2 of 3 of vegetables, fruit, and milk, whichever 2 are the handiest. And you run those in there. And then you make sure that you've got supplies on all your lines. And then you make sure that you've got repairs for all the trains. So for example, all the trains running in here will get repaired at that station, but we've got some like we have to ask ourselves, is Nancy a repair station? I don't think it is. I think it's restaurant post office. So we'll put repairs out here on that. And then these are good. This is good, except now is Ulm a repair station? I don't think it is actually. It is not, so we would want to have repairs on this on the grain station, because of the line that runs into Ulm would not get repairs. And that one would be good. Did we get, I don't see corn. We did corn, didn't we? Yeah, way over here. Okay. And the corn, okay, cool. So that's the idea. You set those up, and I'm going to set up one here. We're going to pick 3 cities out here. It'll probably be, there you go, be Salzburg, Linz, and Vienna. That's beer, meat, and cloth. We'll set that one up. And we got our, we finished that Vienna Marseille thing, didn't we? Yeah, so we can clean this up. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll finish these connections, get all those passenger mail lines running, because I do like the revenue they bring in, and set up a 3-city cluster here. So there'll be 1, 2. Then we've got our weird one here, you know, kind of Zurich, Nancy, Dijon, Geneva, a little bit of Ulm. I'll monitor that and see what happens. Like Zurich isn't growing, we'll see what we need to do there to get that growing. And then we'll visit this one and make sure it's growing, which it is. And make sure we've got our industries at the right sizes. And then figure out what's your problem. Going to Lyon. I think he's having a supply problem because he's just waiting so long. I think that's his only problem. Okay. Oh, and I'll set one up over here. Venice, Milan, Turin. So that'll give us 1, 2, let's count this as 1, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll have 5 3-city clusters. That's 15 of the cities that should all be growing, and we'll get some, and we'll look at the rest of them and try to get growth anywhere we can. I'm going to do some of that offline so that the next episode can wrap this whole thing up, and we'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.